Oh, how's it going?
Good afternoon. At least it seems that way with how bright it is where you're at.
Yeah, it's like the sun never goes down. So how's it in your neck of the woods?
Not bad. Might be dark outside. I don't know.
Do you even look at radars?
On occasion, if it's raining, I want to know how long it'll be around.
Right. No, I figure it's. I actually like the light. I just don't like people staring into the window. And so
Agreed. Uh, you confused me earlier with your comment to Chris about nice bones or something like that, and I was like, I don't see any bones in the picture. That I remember. Oh, trombones. I was like,
yeah.
I was looking for like
Well,
a skeleton shirt or something like that.
well, Chris and I used to play trombone in Lincoln County High School band. You back in high school. So
It'd
yeah.
be weird if you did it at another time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that actually not so weird because played in college too.
Well, if you played in the high school band when you weren't in high school.
Yeah, that would be kind of weird, unless you like the director or something.
It's
So
like, who are those guys on the field that are taller
yeah,
than all
they're
the
just
kids?
reliving their youth. They just can't get enough of it. So
Yeah, I don't know
yeah,
why it got recommended to me, but there was some kind of marching band showed up in one of my YouTube feeds, and it's like Yachibana something, and apparently they're like world famous. They study 360 days a year,
yeah,
long
yeah.
days, and like they were really good. But I was just like, I
Mhm.
don't know about that level of dedication. It's like,
Well, it's like isn't it like any other sport or activity that is competitive because that's what they're doing. It's
uh,
competitive marching band.
yeah, but I
So
just mean you take it so far, it becomes all encompassing, and other things suffer, and it's not the kind of thing that you can make a lifelong career out of. I don't know.
well, a lot of in many cases that is the case. Folks get into the minor leagues and baseball and football all the time, and go nowhere. Feel like they wasted their time, but nonetheless, it was what they were good at and enjoyed doing, and okay,
Yeah.
great. You know that old yarn about follow your dreams.
Well, I wonder if it's
Yeah,
their
no.
dream. When they're that young, it's usually the parents pushing them into it, kind of thing. I doubt any of
Mm.
these. Well, some sure, but I doubt all of them are like, yeah, I want to do this every day. But
Well, I agree with that. I doubt all of them are like that, but for example, I enjoyed a great deal playing in band.
yeah,
I
but you
love
didn't
I
do it
love music.
360 days a year.
Well, we did practically. I mean, hell, you went. They had summer camps and stuff like that. For to prep for the next year, the performances that you did.
We only had like a 2-week camp before school started so that we could learn our stuff before, because I think football starts right away or something like that. I don't really
Yeah,
remember.
exactly. And you're expected to be out there in the field and not look too incompetent.
Yeah.
And that was a thing. Yeah, I remember. The summer camp stuff. Yeah, they eventually they used to have it. Lincoln County used to have theirs up in Cookville. Trying to remember the name of the university up there. But over the summer, the dorms aren't used at the college, and neither is the field, so they would lease it out. And so that was an interesting experience. Got out of the town and such, but eventually they gave up on that entirely. Too much hassle to get chaperones and stuff like that. So they do it in town now, and it's yeah, I think it's much less enlightening. It's not nearly the experience that it used to be. Hmm.
Oh, I just noticed the URL to this meet is very weird.
Sir damn thee.
Yeah, I'm just like, what?
Okay, that's awesome. I love it. Sir, damn thee. Yes.
Damn the torpedoes? What?
Thee, probably ye old English thee, thou, thee, damn
And
thee. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I was just like, is that random? What?
It is. But then again, people win the lottery all the time, right? So they every once in a while a random sequence of letters is going to spell something, or at least something that humans will recognize.
Right.
It is funny. That's pretty good.
It's like when you see something in
Dante.
your alphabet soup,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
it spells out beware, and you just have a bad day after
Beware.
that. Sheesh.
And
It's
it
night
really what it
traveler.
was saying, was Bu R, and you had to figure out what the Bu are, So, yeah, tonight's traveler,
Okay, I figured.
and maybe I don't know, what sort of crowd we're gonna get. I know C has RLTG and such. We may postpone it, but this is gonna be like the finale, the big season finale thing.
Oh yeah, we definitely want him around for that. So I don't mind waiting another week for it.
Yeah, I might could stretch it out into 2 games. I mean, it's not like.
Mm.
We'll see what we get. I mean, if like Steven's out because he's tired and sick and ill, we might just chew the fat for a little bit. That'll be 2 down, and yeah, want to wait for it. But I had I'll let you peek at the map if you log in. I had interesting things set up for the game tonight, and I can't claim that I set all this up because I don't have time to do it. So I actually went out and found something and said, oh yeah, that's real close to what I had in mind.
Oh yeah, I like that
So.
picture.
Oh yeah, the Black Fleet. Yeah, these guys are not fun.
That's kind of my singular most favorite thing in all sci-fi is whenever they have the two big fleets of ships, and then the lasers are up both directions.
Right, and oh god, yeah, like I think I don't know if it's my top favorite, but the one that always comes to mind when folks talk about fleet battles is the Mass Effect 3. The Galactic Fleet versus what you call it, Sovereign and his buddies at
Yeah.
Earth. And the opening scene is just so damn epic because they have the gate, and then okay, out comes the Normandy. Boom. Okay, where's the rest of the fleet? 5 minutes of things coming in. So that's like awesome. But yeah, this is the this is the uh, when I don't think you folks know the name of it, but Virus is the name of it. The virus controlled fleet. But what I wanted to show you was this guy here. Okay. So this is like, full on epic um, dynamic lighting. And you should actually have control of 2 characters, the Priss and Bitterman. So everybody's got like a flashlight effect, straight ahead, and it follows as you move around. The Priss actually has something like night vision. So, she can see out to about 60 feet. I use D&D rules, what the hell. And so too do the 2 power armor, but you guys aren't in power armor, so you don't get that effect. So yeah, this is going to be interesting to see how this goes. Get it to where I'm looking at your guy. Let's see. Yeah, come here, Bitterman.
I
Yeah,
see
give
him.
it. I'm trying to select him,
Yep, I can click on both.
and you'll see the view should change a little when you click on the press because of the difference in the vision.
No,
Okay, well we'll see how that goes later. But yeah,
I see. I'm trying to
that's
find an old Sega CD game. 'Cause, yes, I actually had a Sega CD.
oh no,
I was
I
one
believe
of,
it.
2 people in Lincoln County, probably. It wasn't a very
Yeah.
popular thing, and I'm just trying to remember the name of this game that had an amazing s- stage like that, and it was like a shooter game. It could be Silpheed,
Mm, I don't know.
Silfeed. I'm looking at it, pictures of it right now, and
You got
it,
SIL.
just back in that day, those games,
Oh yeah, SALPHEED, maybe. Is that
PHEED, yeah.
yeah, video game developed by Game Arts. 1986. Really? Wow.
I don't know,
Sega.
but
Oh yeah. Okay.
there's a
Yeah. Yeah.
scene where like you get to a spot and there's like two fleets, and the whole stage is just you weaving in between the ships as they're exploding around you. And it was like one of the first times they ever had something that fancy. If
Yeah.
it's,
And that grand too. Yeah.
like I said, there's like
Nice.
different versions of this. Some are not the Sega CD version, I think, because it looks like it's.
Ace, CVG, Dragon, EGM, Mega, Megatech. Oh, those are the reviewers. Never mind. Trying to find who all did it. Yeah. Sega CD was a port to the original. Yeah.
But I just, it was
Nice.
so hard to get that far in the game. Back when games were hard.
Yeah.
I only got to that stage once, and I was so impressed with the background. I just didn't do very well because I was busy watching the fleet battle. It was just amazing.
Yep. The game that I remember a lot, I don't think it had a fleet battle or anything like that, but R-Type. I remember R-Type kind of caught my attention. It was something similar, kind of like it's a side scroller, whereas this one seems to be,
Yeah, I remember R-Type.
yeah.
I liked the Gradius games, if you remember
Hmm.
them.
I do.
My dad was cheap when he bought the Nintendo. He didn't buy the version that came with Duck Hunt and stuff. He bought just the deck itself.
Right.
And then he bought like I guess one of the cheaper games, and it was Gradius. I was like, I don't know, I
No.
enjoyed it. So
Oh no. I enjoyed Gradius too. I think the one that I lost the most quarters to was Black Tiger because at UAH there is was a Black Tiger at the Circle K that's just up the street on Sparkman. And damn, 'cause college kids before they actually started putting games in it in the commons area within the college itself. They added a gaming area later. Oh, damn. Just quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter. And I didn't get very far. I just wasn't any good.
yeah.
So,
Well, I used to
but
always Walmart had like Golden Axe and
it's the same idea. Yeah,
yeah.
Golden Axe and Black Tiger were very similar. Hello.
Howdy.
Hey Peg, how's it going?
Well, that's going all right.
Very good. We're discussing old games because we're actually not sure we'll have a game this evening. It depends on who shows.
Gotcha.
Um, trying to determine which video game of the era consumed the most quarters of ours. I was thinking Black Tiger was probably mine because that's the one I remember just having money and just slotting it in all the time.
Well, of the Walmart machines, it was definitely Mortal Kombat for me because you would
Hmm.
only play for a few seconds, before you needed to throw another quarter in.
Yeah,
Golden Axe was fun, but it was like you could put one quarter in and play a whole stage, So by that time, your parents were ready to leave, and you, yeah, I'm pretty
I'm
sure it
thinking
was
back
free.
college, because I was not really on a schedule, and if I was, I can say, hey, yeah, whatever. I don't need to see this lecture. I'll do fine on the test. Right. So, oh well. Howdy, Stephen.
Howdy, howdy.
How goes?
Goes well. Had a four-hour gaming session this afternoon.
Well, okay. How'd it turn out?
We're on a different planet, a purple planet, and we've just found a way to might be able to get out. But we had a large fight, and it was pretty good.
Well, we were actually kind of deciding if we wanted to proceed this evening because this may actually be the season finale, as it were, for Traveler. Um,
Yeah, so it sounds like something we want everybody here for.
yeah, and I was just trying to figure out, how I could maybe give you guys something, some sort of game, and not do the epic conclusion stuff. Besides, I don't even have E right now, so 2 down, and that makes it even less desirable to proceed and have them miss the end. But I'm gonna figure something out. Hmm. Did all of you guys get a chance to read the intro to this?
Yes.
Cool.
Dude, scary.
Oh, Rylemika? Yeah. So, I don't know if you've read the Traveler rules concerning psionics.
No.
Um, so the Traveler actually has a set of rules. There's a whole major power that's built around people that are psionic. The Zodani. I have to stop myself from saying Zentradi. But the Zodani, of which Eliethia is one, as you recall. Um, the thing about psionics in Traveler is it's actually normal for humans to have some psionic ability, but the Imperium frowns upon it because there was a time in one of the various uprisings within the Imperium that psionics played a major and negative role in destabilizing the regime. So they stamped it out. They basically outlawed psionics. And they did that by forcing people that had psionic ability to take suppressants. They didn't kill them. They didn't exile people. That's not the Imperium is an empire, but it is kind of more like China than North Korea. They don't go out killing their people on purpose. But they do have rules, and they're very strict. So psionics doesn't exist so much in the Imperium. It's not impossible to be psionic in the Imperium. What in the world? Oh, it's gonna be one of those days. Hang on there. Got to do something about my mic, who has decided that gravity is more important than sound quality, which I suppose is true. If you're falling, it sure as hell is. How's that? Better? Better. Okay. Not so much in other empires. The Soleimani, who are the folks that actually ended up inheriting Earth itself, Terra, the home, the birthplace of humanity, as well as the Zodani. So, how's it break out? About 50% of people have some psionic ability of note. If left to its natural course, psionic ability peaks in childhood and then slowly declines as you age. And most people lose all psionic ability unless they are trained in it and practice. And as an option, there are medications to stave off that decline. Most people don't have access to them. So usually by the time you're 30 or 40, you don't have anything left. But when you're in your 20s, that's when it's at its peak. And it just so happens that that's also when you're primed to be, say, a soldier, somebody who's trained in combat or something like that. That's something that the Zodani did. They had shark troops who were trained in teleportation and telekinesis so that the entire squad could teleport. They didn't need transport. They just teleported to an opposing ship nearby. And then they could use TK to clear out a room, pin down the enemies and take them out. And that's exactly what Rylemika did. He teleported in behind Dante and pinned him to a wall and was about to take him out when the rest of that stuff happened. So that is stock Zodani tactics. What you just saw there. That's what the Zodani military does.
Scary.
Yeah, scary. Now, what sort of defense is there against that? Well, not so much the actual, being teleported in part. When it happens, it happens. The other thing about Psionics and Traveler is that it is restricted to relativistics. So it doesn't actually travel faster than the speed of light. You don't feel, some of like the force. You don't get a disturbance in the force from order 66 around the galaxy. That doesn't work that way. But if the light speed event reaches you, then you get that disturbance, right? So there is the matter of propagation. And another cool feature is that they also built in conservation of energy and momentum. For example, if you're at the bottom of a skyscraper and you want to teleport to the top of it, unless you do something else, then by the time you get to the top of it, your angular momentum is different at the top because of your distance from the core or whatever it is you're standing on. Let's say you're on a planet, than it was at the surface. So you're not traveling at the same velocity that you would have been if you just climbed the skyscraper and stood at the top, right? You'd be traveling, if you'd done that, you'd be traveling faster at the skyscraper than you were at the bottom. Because think you're still moving angularly
Right.
around the core of the planet. So unless you do something else, as you just teleport up there, you fall off the skyscraper because you're now all of a sudden when you reach the top of the skyscraper and you're moving, 20 miles per hour that way, boom, and then pew, off you go. So folks that do teleportation, they have to train themselves to absorb or release energy to compensate for the angular momentum of the difference of the height if they're in a gravity field of what they're trying to do. So that's why whenever Rylemika showed up, Dante felt a cold wind because Rylemika had to absorb heat energy in order to not be moving in some direction by the time he popped in right behind Dante. So, stuff like that. I love the detail that they go in because it's not the sort of thing that you think through, when you have your typical super psionic stuff, right? And it's a shame that you don't get to do more of that in normal Traveler. But the reason for that is psionics, as it's implemented, is very overpowered, very overpowering, as you saw. So, yeah, Rylemika is scary, and he is a particularly powerful psionic wielder, but and also an unusually strong Aslan. Everything about him is just scary. You're right. But I think, with help, Dante survived the encounter. So that worked out. All right. Well, I don't see E, and I know we're not going to get C. So let's get you guys to a certain point and maybe talk a little bit about what's going on with Dante, because that's reasonably safe. And we'll save the rest of the fun for another time. All right. So you're staring at where we parked. Is everybody in? That's here? Yeah. Quite far away and yet all too close is this, the remnants of a ragtag collection of Imperium, Solomani, Zodani, Aslan warships and auxiliaries, heavily damaged. And that's kind of a key observation is these things don't look like they've seen the inside of a shipyard in forever. But nonetheless, they're moving under their own power, and they're moving towards Rithipal. Oh, thank you. This was part of the trigger event that led to Dante heading towards Mount Kawalski, with the idea we need to do something about them and we need to do something about the Rylemikans. And the only thing he could think of was, well, let the ringworld do it. Of course, that has certain implications. So you folks have been busy trying to evacuate on whatever you can find, just lying around that can hold air and move people from Rithipal Landing and the shipbreaking yard. When you get word from Eliethia that Rylemika knows that he's up there, that what Dante's planning, and was going after him. So that led to Virgil rounding up folks and getting in touch with Una, Angela, Emiko. These are the Una's angels, shall we say, that have been trained in battle dress, and you were able to get 3 novas with full squads. Remember, each one of them has 6 battle dress troops to head on up to Mount Kawalski. It's going to take about 30 minutes to get it all together and get people up there and in there. So in the confusion, you don't necessarily get everybody from the hero crew. And this was partly to convenience myself, but well, actually, we'll say that you're spread out. That's the easiest way to do it. So everybody's spread out between the 3 ships. They take off, and you're getting constant updates as to what's going on the ground. Let me go back to this view. Let's see here. Yeah. Go back there myself. All right. So Black Fleet is over here and thrusting at 3 Gs in the direction of Rithipal Landing. The Rithipal, because that ship is still in like 1,000 kilometers straight up from Rithipal Landing. It's pretty much the only ship aside from the Yordhall that it can see. And so they're heading towards the Rithipal. And the guys on the Rithipal are going, yeah, that's a hopeless fight. But they're not moving. They're going to stand their ground because they want to cover the people that are coming up with from the evacuation. One by one, they're going up and lifting up to join the Rithipal. That's ongoing. It might be, it looks like it'll be a day or so before that fleet manages to arrive. Meanwhile, there's still this, call it the front of action, the green lines that you remember suddenly you couldn't see things and suddenly you could. And it had to do with the entire system essentially transiting to and from jump. Still trying to figure out where you're at, because now you see a different collection of stars in the sky, and that's quite amazing. But all that's not the important thing at the moment, because you're trying to get up to Mount Kawalski to stop Rylemika. Now, you don't know whether you want to help or stop Dante. That's a different matter. But Rylemika, clearly, it doesn't have anybody's interest except his own. So off you go. The trip up there is relatively uneventful. It's a typical thing with combat. Hours of boredom, seconds of terror. So, but in that time, you're getting this information I'm just relaying. The fact that the Black Fleet has steadied on its course, and you know where it's headed. The fact that people are beginning to lift off and gather around the Rithipal. And you get the fact that, wait a minute, there are 3 modular cutters leaving Mount Kawalski at a point very close to the top and headed towards the Novas. What do you do?
Those aren't friendly.
Yeah, they're not friendly.
Open fire.
So a firefight ensues. And again, we won't dwell too much on this, but let's get like a roll of 2d6 from everybody that's present. And that will help us determine how this goes. Ouch. Okay. And ouch. Well, the second roll of 2d6 was
having
better.
open fire on the bridge because it causes a lot of smoke.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, howdy. Yeah, it was okay. Well, now that we have E, we might progress a bit further. We were thinking about getting to a certain point and, kind of stopping because this is probably going to be the finale. All right. Well, what that means, and again, not going to make a lot of rolls concerning this, but yes, a firefight ensues. If you recall, the Novas have relatively short-ranged, but massive, like Vulcan guns. But they do have missiles, and so the missiles start flying. The cutters are equipped with pulse lasers. So in the next 20, 30 seconds, there is all it takes. 2 of the Novas are hit, and one of them is on a trajectory that is going to actually lead them away from the ring world. The other one will eventually return to the ring world surface, probably within an hour or two. The remaining one is the one where our heroes are located. But of significant note, because of their absence and because of the way this needs to work, is on those other 2, you had Loki, Sam, Bob, rather. Both of the Blackridges, Anne and John, as well as Sam, not Isaac, Bitterman's brother. You don't know what their fate is. As I say, they were on Novas that were hit and taken out of the fight. But there's a lot of calm silence going on for obvious reasons. So it's hard to tell. But the rest of you, that would be Janice, that would be Virgil, Bitterman, the Priss, and Sid is who you're going to be playing this evening there, Stephen. Are on the remaining Loki that does manage to get through. You take out the 3 cutters and they go down in flames. You find the spot where they launched from, and you see a small 20-ton launch parked there, as well as a number of Aslan scrambling to get inside through an airlock that's kind of doesn't look like its original construction because the whole thing looks old. It's very much reminds you of old ancient ruins that you found around in the rest of the ring world. But there's traces of new construction like that airlock and supply crates and such. Many of those have been rummaged through and ransacked, but presumably by the Aslan that are trying to scramble inside at the sight of you. So the Nova opened fire on them. We're not going to leave, folks there to shoot at us. A few of them are taken out, and the Nova parks on this landing pad outside the airlock, going inside whatever is in there. What's next? Okay.
Everyone that's here, everyone here that's here to fight, get off. And I tell that Nova I don't want him to sit there on that pad because this looks like the only way in and out. But if we have comms with them, I'll tell them to launch and kind of stay nearby.
You got short range comms, like within a kilometer or 2 or 3. They're like the comm dots. Yeah. But long range comms, where the virus might come in, everybody's been, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
So
I kind of tell them, all right, we'll keep short range comms. If we're not back in 30 minutes, get out of here.
Okay, so they drop off the 6 battle dress, which include Emiko and Angela. They drop off you guys and lift off and start just orbiting around the peak of Mount Kawalski, looking for other threats. So immediately, you don't need to tell them to do it. The folks in battle dress, 2 of them take position on either side of the airlock. They're going to stay out here and guard. And then the remaining 4, one reaches up, works with the airlock. It's functional. It's powered. you see that there are lights that are out here that are not, again, not original construction. It looks like, like construction lights. They're wired. They're um, just illuminating the area because they were set up by somebody in the past recent time. They get the airlock open. They check to see that there is air on the inside. The pressure is low, but higher than the outside because you're quite far up. So the air up here is not breathable. If you're out there, you either need to be in a combat suit, a vac suit, or if you have neither, wearing a mask. So your choice. Actually, that's the first question for all of you is, what equipment are you wearing?
Let's see.
But what? I think you have some sort of Vox thing going on there, E.
Virgil's in combat dress.
I'm trying to find what Sid's equipment is, but
Probably the same. Probably combat armor.
yeah, advanced combat armor. There, I found it.
All right. Let me see if I can find this stuff.
Advanced combat
That armor.
rifle.
All right. So the combat armor typically has a protection factor of 14. And how about okay, yours is 16. Just you remember that when damage starts flying because it will. And Bitterman, what do you want to deal with this in? Are you wearing a mask? By the way, the priest is not bothered by the thin air, which would be your first concern, I imagine. But
I think he knows about vac suits, but I don't know about anything fancier than that. So.
okay, so a vac suit, and they've got one. The protection factor on it's a fairly fancy one, so it's not like a big bulky NASA suit. It's skin tight, and the helmets look sturdy, and it has a heads-up display inside and useful sort of diagnostics and a flashlight. Its protection factor is 8. All right.
So it's like the skin tight, abnormally, sexy outfit that is like flimsy armor protection.
Yeah, they do that in Traveler too. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't. Bitterman doesn't have the figure for it, but nonetheless, that's what you're wearing. So okay.
That's what you think. He looks fine. He thinks.
Okay. So, and the press, as I say, it seems to be totally unfazed. Just a little. It doesn't like the chill. Doesn't like the cold because it is cold. But other than that, doesn't seem to be bothered by the air. So they, again, they're the 4 that are there working with the airlock. They determine they want to go ahead and breach it because they don't. We're all in suits. We need to not be in a cycling airlock with people laying a trap on the other side. So they step back, and one of them has an explosive charge, attaches it to the inner door, not wasting any time, and then steps outside, jams the outer door, boom, the inner door flies inward into a lit corridor, and sure enough, an ambush starts. This firefight is pretty much all about the battle dress. You guys, you hang back. The battle dress, they start laying fire in, tossing in some explosives. They go after the folks that were just recently on the outside. And about 30 seconds later, Angela calls back and says, "Okay, I think we have them pinned down in a room in the far side. The only thing we found up here, aside from a lot of empty utility rooms and storage, was a ladder going down. Seems to go down a long way."
Well, we'll finish these guys off and we'll climb down.
All right. Well, the battle just do that because they weren't up against other battle just. And you climb down. All right. Here we go. So note about this map. This is kind of I don't take credit for this. I didn't have time to make something like this. So it just, hey, yeah, this is close to what I wanted. Somebody had already built it. This is kind of the full-on fancy dynamic lighting thing. All of the PCs have flashlights you'll notice. What you can't see is that the battle dress basically have night vision, so they can see pretty far, as does the Priss. And for purposes of this evening, Neff will be directly controlling the Priss. All right. Let's see. What weapons do you have? We'll start there.
Well, there's only one thing listed on my inventory.
The big blue glowy?
Yes.
You have the big blue glowy. You can't have something else because they would have. I mean, you were in the armory on one of these Novas, so if you want to grab something, aside from the big blue glowy, you can.
I don't think I have the skill to use anything.
Okay, so stay safe. Stick to the big blue glowy. Got it. So Virgil, what are you carrying? And same deal. I mean, you don't have to stick to what's on your inventory. You just walk through the military base and you say, "Give me a Gauss rifle." They'll give you a Gauss rifle.
So I still have the Gauss rifle I took off of that no good Colonel
Mhm.
at the beginning, but I would have been like, give me the biggest thing you got besides this, and I'll tote that in there. If that's like a Gatling gun or whatever.
Okay.
Because I have heavy weapons as a skill.
You do, seriously. All
Yes,
right, hold on a second.
I have the weirdest how this role went for this guy. He is a 50-year-old badass just coming in here. Is like, I can lift anything, shoot anything.
Let me check on something because I think I have something that you'll love. So you said that, and remember you had called in. Oh, seriously, nice. Okay, yeah, that's right. I remember that now. That thing is freaking heavy, but okay. So you called in Una and Una's Angels, and as you were hollering out, "Give me the biggest damn thing you got," Una says, "I'll take that," and hands you her FGMP. Not exactly hands. Somebody in battle dress that can actually carry the thing because she's very old now. Gives it to you. You remember this thing from the old game, right? That was her plasma torch on a stick.
Yes.
Okay. It is massively heavy. It's gosh, it's huge, massively heavy. We're probably talking a total of about 100 kilograms, but it has a anti-grav field generator. So when it's turned on, it's much easier to carry around. If you have heavy weapons, you can use it. So this thing does 16d6 damage. Super armor piercing, meaning it goes through 8 points of protection whenever it hits. And it has auto 4, meaning that when you fire at full auto with the penalties and hit, then it hits 4 times for 16d6 each. It's a star on a stick. And it's Una's baby. She's been keeping it up all this time. And when you said that, she said, you need it more than I do. Here. All right. So that's what you got. Yikes. Let's see, who else? Let's go through this.
Now,
Sid.
Sid wants a melee weapon, but he has heavy weapons also, and he has battle dress also.
So he has the battle dress skill?
He does.
Okay, you're in battle dress. So that's no problem. Battle dress has protection 18, +3 strength, and +3 to hit for the targeting computers.
I see that. Okay.
All right. And let me find something appropriate for you. Now, this is going to turn into a bit of a Yeah, let's keep going here. Okay. So you have a choice of a Gatling gun and a 8mm assault Gauss cannon.
Ooh, the assault gas cannon.
The problem with it is it only has 100 rounds. You remember the glitter boy from what was it, Riffs?
Right.
Yes.
Their big shtick, that's that. It's one of those giant Gauss cannons that only Battle Just can lug around. Okay. Right. We'll determine the damage here in a minute. All right. So
Now, the heavy Gauss rifle has super AP, it's like -10 to armor. Is that anything against what we're fighting?
it is, yeah. I mean, you're fighting other folks in battle dress. It's that sort of fight. It's high tech versus high tech, high armor versus high armor.
So he'll carry both. Use the heavy one for.
The heavy one probably super armor piercing too.
Oh yeah, it is.
Okay. Heavy assault Gauss cannon. Let me just search for that.
It is. It's single fire only, and we'll call the damage 14d6, but super armor piercing.
14d6. Gotcha.
So it ignores 7 points of armor. All right. So that's you and Bitterman and the press.
I have gun combat, but nothing fancy. I don't know if there's anything we could have that would be good crowd control, like flashbangs that would help with battle dress, stuff like that.
Sure. You could. So there are a number of munitions that are designed to go up against battle dress, thrown munitions. Flashbangs, probably not so much, but there are like electromagnetic EMP type grenades and mines. It's designed to disrupt systems briefly, which could give you an edge. This is a high tech thing, gravitic mines, grenades rather, which cause a brief, essentially pulse of gravity out, so it has a knockback effect on pretty much anything within its range. So you have options like that. And as for your weapon, I mean, you can go all the way up to an ACR, which is what gun combat would cover that. The advanced combat rifle, which is kind of the stock soldier thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 3d6. It does +6 damage. It's armor piercing, so it ignores 3 points of armor, and it has a rate of fire of 6. So with the penalties, you can do 6 times 3d6.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So everybody's got something, and the press is just growling and snarling and ready to go. All right. So let's do this. Where's the thing? No, there's a thing. There's a thing. Roll initiative. Okay. And we're going to just keep those initiatives throughout all this. It's going to be kind of a running fight that we're up against. So that would be and is that one 9? That'd be alrighty, cool. Where's my sort thing? Sort. All right. So everybody gets down the ladder, and the press doesn't have any problems with the ladder. She manages to scurry down. She got 6 legs, so she figures out what you're doing and can, work with it. To get the leverage necessary to go from rung to rung. Just like climbing trees, she loves that. So,
I'll
what
say
does
their
the press?
claws are like squirrels. They can reverse them, so they can go
Yeah.
down just as easy as up. But I can't
She-
find initiative on this stupid character sheet.
It's under combat.
Yeah. How often
I
have
see.
we needed to? Yeah. There we go. All right. Get you sorted in there. Oh, you actually rolled twice. Well, we'll take your better one. All right. There we go. So, Chris. So everybody's in position. You're getting ready to move forward. What you see, if you look around that room, by the way, if you move and something would cut side of you because of your movement, I'm not pulling any punches. So don't, Steven, don't get ahead of the pack.
Right.
All right. So what you see in this little alcove is, again, lights that have been set up that are obviously man-made, but also this has the trappings of an ancient place, a place that was built by the ancients. You see, those statue-looking things are actually old power armor, and you may be familiar with seeing those here and there. Old ancient power armor, decrepit, powered down, not active. But they're just standing there like they were, standing vigil for all these years. There are random bits of light streaking through the walls, possibly, ancient technology that hasn't quite totally malfunctioned yet. You're not sure what it is. Maybe maybe it's a light switch. God knows. But the point is that this is definitely an ancient, a place of the ancients, and it's pitch black dark, except for the lights that you brought and the artificial lights that were put in sometime in God knows when. That's it. So, Pris, you're up, and of course the Pris. The Pris's behavior, pack animal, and the pack seems to be hanging back right now, getting organized.
Is this the only tunnel going south?
It is.
She'll get near the edge of it.
All right, right next to Angela there. Cool.
Trying to
And
look.
then,
Bitterman would probably post up the side, cover around the edge of that armor.
all righty. And then Angela would call back and wait for orders. She's not going to go charging in. Bitterman, you yourself.
Yeah, I moved up to the armor
Okay.
to give oversight.
And Virgil.
I'll kind of move up, let Baldrus take point because they can see further. And whenever something comes up, be like, get down. Here comes the pain.
Okay. So Angela nods and she'll move out on her next turn. Emiko's going to bring up the rear. Did Angela end up on there twice? Maybe. Okay. Yeah, did. Strange. Oh, we'll take the better one.
You want to change Sid's vision from flashlight to battle dress?
Yeah, hang on a sec. I think you'll like that much better. I like this this advanced damn you.
Oh, sorry.
I can't change it if you keep moving. Well, I'll grab that flashlight. All right, so there. I like the advanced dynamic lighting stuff. It's pretty good, pretty easy to work with. So we're gonna say neither the battle dress, the three of them, none of them are actually emitting a light source themselves because they have this kind of stealthy capability. And we'll give it you you. I think that's all I need to do. Off, 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 off. Okay. How's that look?
That's nice.
Yeah, it is. It's like it's essentially D&D 60-foot dark vision, right? Okay, so that's what Sid does. Anna is not here. How did Anna get there? I guess these are ones that were on there from like a previous game or something. Okay, so that was Sid. Virgil, you already went. So, Janice. So everybody's kind of getting ready to push through that hallway to the south. What's Janice doing? Who is muted?
Did somebody check for secret doors over here?
I couldn't see that was just an alcove over to the left. I had to shine my light down it.
Oh yeah. That's fair. That's fine. That's kind of what the whole light thing is. I love the fact that we can simulate flashlights now.
Just move up some and try not to shine my light in the Pris's face. And
Right. Okay, so that brings us back to the Pris. Pris is essentially holding action, right? Waiting for the power armor to do their thing, which happens now. So Angela slowly steps forward. She has a gauze rifle, not carrying any particular heavy thing. All right, and oh yeah, cool thing. I can emulate what she sees. Okay. She's going to go as far as here because that's the corner into the next room, and you hear her over the radio and says, nothing in the room. I'm about to peek around the corners, which will happen next turn. Bitterman?
Are those stairs up or down?
Which stairs? These down.
He'll follow Angela at a respectable distance behind, giving cover.
Okay. Virgil.
So I'll do the same thing, just kind of giving a bit of space. We'll start the Congo line of death.
Yeah. Okay. Amico, again, bringing up the rear. Covering the 6. All right. Sid.
for some reason, we don't see Virgil on the turn order, or at least I don't.
He's here.
Sid's going to go up right behind Angela.
Okay. And Janice. Okay.
They don't know we're coming. They know we're coming now.
Yeah, because all of you have your flashlights there. Okay, so Pris, Pris sees all these folks, heading in there.
She'll stalk alongside me.
Okay, we'll say that she can actually kind of do that, because she can kind of half walk on the wall and half walk on the floor, but just leave her there for now. All right, Angela. Okay, so at this point, who made it up front? Sid, Bitterman, and Virgil roll intelligence checks. A 7 and a 12. Okay. All right. We'll resolve that here in a moment. Oh my God. Seriously? No joke. Really? Okay. So here's what happens. And I'll turn it down. So Angela kind of just gives the smallest little peek around the corner and then immediately ducks back as fire erupts in both directions across the front. And, Sid and Virgil both, those are flame cannons, our fusion guns, coming from the sides around the corner. Angela says, okay, they're here. That was a clear miss. I mean, they both rolled 2s. I'm actually going to say they hit each other. So,
Too bad I didn't think of grenades.
Bitterman, speaking of grenades.
Well, now that I know they're there, sure.
All right. So, as I said, you had to have a couple of high-tech options. You've got those gravitics, which create a gravity pulse that knocks back at a short range. And then the EMPs, which are a bit dangerous around your own battle dress, I'll note.
Yeah, we'll start with the gravitics and try to see if he can't gauge about how far away they were as they missed across the thing. And
I mean, all you guys saw was a crisscross of flame right where Angela would have been as she'd walked forward, right there.
Well,
so you know that the flame had to come from the sides, That would be your targets.
Oh
So
yeah.
kind of indicate where you're shooting.
Well, I'm going to toss a grenade around the corner without actually having to go around the corner.
Okay, roll it.
Is that just a dex thing?
Yeah, dex, and if you have like a the throwing skill, you can add that. But we'll call it base dex.
Yeah. So when you pop out the character sheet, it doesn't pop up the input values automatically, so it's a little awkward.
Oh, nice. You just won. That's fine. Okay, so as the flame effect is taking place, Bitterman kind of eases next to Angela. Indicates two of the guys, and then just ching, and a few seconds later, I mean, you kind of feel it, all of you, and it's not like you're being pushed; it's your entire body shrunk and then expanded, right? As that pulse warped space, all around. But the real effect was felt where the very close to where those grenades hit, and immediately the flames stopped. You're not exactly sure of the impact, but obviously caused them to stop firing. So that's Bitterman. Virgil.
So I'll kind of go past and I'll tell Angela I'm going right, meaning that way. And I'm gonna peek around the corner like that, and I'm gonna unload on that guy.
All right. So you peek around the corner, and what you see is there are two guys in battle dress that were set up in the corners, for a trap, for an ambush, and they totally flubbed it. They rolled twos on their attacks, as you saw. And after the grenades went off, they lost their balance. This guy is sprawled on his face, shoved in the corner, trying to push himself up, and the guy on the far side is on his back, still upside down. Somehow the gravity pulse inverted him, and he's literally trying to get his balance and get back on his head. Neither of them are in a position to fire back. So do your thing.
Sweet. I pretty much tell the guys like, hey, ever get your prostate checked?
Now's the time. Let's see. Oh my gosh. 2d6, 1. Yeah.
No, 6 is in there.
Yeah. Still the damage. You rolled real good on the damage. It's just that the hit. Well, he's not moving. I'll give him like a impossible goal. Yeah, he doesn't dodge. Okay, so that was 19. And it has super. So kind of effectively 27. All right. Yeah. That was an effective colonoscopy. All right. Who's next?
Sid will go to left.
Okay. And you see what I described just now? Folks that are not prepared to fire back. Oh, good Lord. Okay. Looks like another effective colonoscopy. Although you rolled a lot more ones, but you roll extremes, Steve. You roll 6s and 1s.
Good.
Okay.
Try to go over here to use this pillar as a some type of shield.
Alrighty. So you two have taken your shot. Emiko is still bringing up the rear. Take a step forward. Sid, you moved. Janice. So they've engaged. You saw them move left and right past Angela and take shots. You actually hear those impacts. Boom, boom.
Okay, well, I will move up to the edge of the door and prepare to, if anybody decides to charge around the corner, they get a halberd in the face.
Fair enough. Okay, so the press.
Would I know if the people that were knocked down, if her claws would be any effect against their armor?
You're not sure. You're pretty sure she would sure as hell try.
Well, say, get that weapon away from him, and she'll try to take advantage of their confusion to rip the fusion rifle away from one of them.
Okay, fair enough. Go for it. Her attack roll is essentially 2d6 plus 6.
Okay.
Highly dexterous, natural instincts, that sort of thing.
Not great, but okay.
Okay. Go ahead and move her up where you want her. Okay. That's good enough. I mean, the guy isn't moving. The problem is that these fusion cannon have the weapon itself, and they're tied to a power pack that, in this case, in the power armor, it's integral to the battle dress. But she doesn't know any of the tech. She doesn't care, So you told her to go get that gun. She goes and gets that gun, and actually,
She'd probably be very bad for the connections.
yeah, she rips it out. All right. So that's that. Now, Angela, seeing that you two, 3, 4, all of you have these guys well under control, she moves further into the room. Heads to the wall because there is another corridor up here. For those that don't know, she passes on that there's another exit from this room, and it looks like the 2 battle just in here are neutralized or will soon be. So she moves to about here, not there, here. Okay, and that's where she's going to position. And Bitterman.
If Angela said there was an opening, he's going to position himself where he has oversight on the opening while the others take care of. You said this right here?
Yeah.
Is this something I can hide behind?
No. The that stuff is just like markings in the floor. I'll say it's not an elevated platform.
Okay, along the wall near Angela, so that he can kind of peek around the corner whenever we're ready to move forward.
Got it. Okay. I'm going to say bad guys go on 10, so it'll be just after Emiko before Sid. All right, Virgil. The guy is down. That was a solid hit that you just made. He's not out. I mean, it's battle dress. It's super tough, but he got through.
Good girl.
Okay, go for it. You could just roll your damage essentially. Yeah, that melts his face. So he kind of slumps and drops the weapon. And it's a lower tech version of the one that Una handed you. Una's is like the Cadillac. Not all of them have that repulsor, to help move it around. Okay.
Right, one down.
One down. And then Emiko, bringing up the rear still, is going to move up into the corridor behind Janice. Bad guys. So this guy, who just got shot in the by this gauze assault cannon and had his weapon torn away, tries to melee attack the press. Let's see how that goes. Right. And the press, again, +6 on a dodge. I'll let you roll it there, Neff. Oh yeah, no problem. The press dances out of the way as the guy is trying to get it, using one arm to lever himself back on his feet and grabbing at the press with the other one. The whole while this damaged electrical cord sparking behind him like a tail. All right, which leads us to Angela, Bitterman, Sid. You're focused on that corridor down there, and you hear it coming. It sounds like something with a high-pitched whine. And then it comes sideways, roaring into the space, a combat drone, and immediately starts firing. It's doing a burst. Basically, everybody it can reach. That would be Angela, Bitterman,
Do I get
Sid.
a shot off from being in cover mode?
Yeah, you do. And as does Angela. And Virgil won't hit you. Chris, it was only concerned about the left side of the room. So, all right. Okay. So, yeah, we'll say that hit. And then Angela. I'm rolling. Or that may not have hit. This thing. Yeah, okay. So the Gauss rifle misses, but Bitterman, you did connect. We'll give that to you. And let's see what happened to you guys. Roll to hit on each one of you with a particular target. So it missed Angela, missed Bitterman, and definitely missed it. So, and it's kind of wild, strafe to the right. It didn't hit anybody, but it looks like it's it's reasonably tough. And that is followed by this. Someone in combat armor comes out with what looks like a Gatling gun. All right.
I just
Gonna
moved
get
there for
one.
presenting. Ignore me.
Okay, that's fine. And takes a shot at Angela. Now this one is not in battle dress. Kind of looks like in a painted patchwork combat armor. It's looks like something that's effective, but pretty well thrown together. I'm not sure. Let's see how Angela does. Yeah, go ahead. So Angela is able to dodge this barrage of projectile fire. That's what you get. Okay, so next is Janice. It's Sid, actually.
Okay.
Sid, you're up. Sid and Janice.
All right. Sid is going to do the one right there. He doesn't have his weapon, but doesn't want to leave something behind us.
Okay, you go ahead and roll it. Oh yeah, no problem. And we'll say that he's not moving much either. So, boom. Virgil melted the one guy's face, and you blew off the helmet of the other. So these guys are out.
And he's going to get behind a pillar here.
Okay, like that guy out. Okay, and Janice now.
See, how far can I move and around?
What's your? Let's see. Actually,
Dex is 8.
let's just keep it simple and call it whatever your dex score is. That is not technically correct, but whatever.
Down.
If you yell as you run, you can go 2 squares further.
Yeah. Rawr. Adrian. Okay. Something big and blue is about to move. Oh wow.
It's almost as low as I can roll.
I know it. Okay. So yeah, the thing sees you coming, it's like ching ching. Does manage to dodge out of the way. So Janice, roll your intelligence since you're now kind of point blank with it. Might be something you can notice. 8? Yeah, I'll give it to you. You're not the most technical savvy, but you've seen your share of drones and things that fly. Almost everybody has spent some time in the shipbreaking yard, right? This is not an autonomous vehicle. There has to be somebody controlling it somewhere. You can see, there are sensors and radios, but it's just not advanced enough. It's probably like a tech level 12 drone. So it doesn't have a brain in there that, can go out there and autonomously shoot things. So you see that just by being up close and personal with it. Made on the Ringworld. Okay. So Pris is gnawing on a fusion gun.
Well, actually, you said they knocked the guy's helmet off, so that's not the gun she's gnawing on anymore.
Oh, true. Yeah. There's blood. So she can go over there and have a snack. Okay, so that's the Pris. Spoils of war for the Pris. Angela sees that Janice has engaged the flying menace. Oh, hello. Hello. Oracle's going to visit and inspect the battlefield. Yes, yes, yes. Satisfied? Okay, he's pleased. She fires at Gatling gun lady. Pretty decent. And what did I say? 3? Ooh, okay. All right. Dun. Looking for this. I agree. Right. So that's 13, 6. Oh, yeah. Nice solid hit. So the Gauss rifle lays into this one who's wearing combat armor and just gets enough of a damage that she actually falls back against that pillar that's right behind her. Okay. Bitterman, you're up.
He'll slide to the side so he's not shooting through Angela to shoot at the gauze rifle person.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Solid hit. She's not dodging right now. So let's see. Damage of 10. And let's see. It's blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, you get a good solid hit. You're not sure what additional impact that had because she already looks pretty staggered. All right. Virgil.
So I'm across behind Bitterman, and yeah, I'm gonna try and get her.
All right. Okay. Good solid hit. And fusion gun. Good Lord. Yeah. So she's already taken 10, 45. Okay. This just goes to show the scale difference between the man-portable fusion gun and normal assault weapons. That individual in combat armor, after taking basically a point-blank hit from a Gauss rifle and an ACR, and now melts. Just kind of is thrown back by the stream, and there's just not much left of that twisted wreckage of combat armor and flesh.
Virgil looks down and it's like, now I know why Una loves you.
Yes, that's Una's baby. Amico, still bringing up the rear. We'll actually move to that point. All right. So now the bad guys. All right. Let's mark you out because you are most definitely out. I mean, the other guy just melted his face and blew off his face. This one you melted. I mean, geez. All right. So combat drone sees something right in its face, and it almost seems to kind of tilt its head a little bit. When you actually see the sensor module kind of what when it sees the big blue glowing. If you remember, until you heard about Rylemika, there was only one of these anywhere that anybody knew about. Now it's like, wait, what? So yeah, it shoots at you. All right. So yeah, go ahead and roll a dodge of some sort. Just your base dex if you don't have anything else. No problem. So machine guns, nothing but missiles. Let's see. Maybe 2 of them. So let's see. Who was next? Sid, why don't you pick high or low?
Hi.
Okay. So not you, Angela. And then the other pair, that'll be Virgil. Okay. Angela, does she take a 12? Yeah, she does. Okay. And then Virgil, you might roll the dodge as well. You're beating a 10 there.
Was that just a dex roll?
Yeah. No problem. Okay. So here's how that goes. These aren't giant missiles. You know, they're anti-personnel type stuff. And it's point blank range, so you know they just go flying. Rockets, really. Let's see. Do where's first? Yeah, which barely. Yeah, it scratches Angela a bit. You know the impact of it, but the battle just being so tough, not so much. And then you just take essentially half of the near miss. Really? Okay. So you have battle armor on. Combat armor. All right. So 14, 17. It doesn't do any penetration. So you actually take 3 points of endurance damage. Some of that got through. All right. Sid.
Sid's gonna close and let me see here. Let's do about there. Do a little view down their side, and you're gonna shoot the this thing with this.
This is like your third shot, so kind of keep track of your ammo.
I am. So 100 shots.
Yeah, 100 rounds. And it makes a terrible noise. I mean, well, depends on your point of view. It makes a glorious noise whenever you fire that thing. All right, so it took it to the face. This thing's a vehicle, combat, armored, but that's a significant amount of hurt. So, let's see. It actually gets thrown quite far back by the impact. But it's still there. It does look like it's quite damaged, though. Probably not going to be firing any more rockets. Okay, Janice.
Let's see. Sid, do you see anything down the corridor?
That's what he was going to. He was going to follow it with some, and shoot it, and then go down. And no, it looks clear to me.
Actually, yeah, it looks clear. As soon as you get to that point, this guy peeks around the corner and takes a shot at you.
All right.
When you notice him, because he hit you, it's like he's using an ACR, so avoid too much. 9 plus 6 minus 3 on your battle dress. 15. You didn't get through, but yeah, he poked a hole in the battle dress, with that hit. You notice him drop what looks like some sort of data pad, and then he's gonna bolt. He took his shot, and now he's gonna bolt.
What was he firing?
An ACR.
Oh, okay.
Combat rifle. He also didn't look like he was well armored,
Move into here, so I'm clear of most of the fire lines. If anybody wants to shoot at that thing. And I'm going to try to hit it.
You're surprised it doesn't dodge. That hits. That's it's done. You the big blue thing slices off, one of those repulsors, and it just goes and lands in a heap on what was left of that other person with the Gatling gun, sparking and sputtering. Okay, Chris, you've had a round to gnaw. Nom 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 nom. Kind of copper tasting. What's next?
Flambéed face over in this corner.
Okay, yes. Very crispy, but still, and bits of plastic in there. It's hard to yes, but yeah, the Priss is doing what the Priss does.
It's like Subway bread.
Yeah. So Angela, okay, saw the shot that Sid took. Peeks around the corner, didn't see anybody there, but sees that corridor angling off there. He's gonna kind of edge up to that edge and peek around this corner, and indicates that there's some stairways going down, and she doesn't see anybody at this point, but she's going to wait for the group to catch up.
Pick up that data pad.
She wonders what you're talking about, but then looks at her feet. Oh, it looks like that was the guy controlling the drone. It says the drone is dead.
Pass that up to someone else, see if they got any important emails.
All right, good enough. So Angela will wait for somebody to collect it. Now, Bitterman, up to you.
Dude, if I rotate my icon, it changes the cone of vision.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's the whole flashlight thing.
That is neat.
Yeah, I love this effect. And you haven't even seen the night vision stuff that like Sid has.
Well, he follows Angela to give support.
Okay.
Oh.
So you see what's going on there. All right, Virgil, you're up.
I kind of do the same thing. I move up.
Angela just kind of holds the data pad over her shoulder for whoever wants it. So you, Bitterman, you, Virgil can take it.
So I'll grab it. Then
You
I'll.
got a computer skill, don't you?
Yeah. So I'll get out of the hallway.
Okay. So what you get is, at a glance, it indicates that there are perhaps 20 Rylemikans in the facility right now. Rylemika himself summoned them here. This was most of these folks were an observation, a scouting group, basically, that was trying to keep an eye on things going on around Mount Kawalski, because Rylemika's had an interest in it for some time, and now we know why. Let's see. Doesn't give you their disposition or where they are, but you know that they only had 4 battle dress. You've already taken out half of them, and you know that this fella, that may not be the only combat drone in the facility. One other thing, and this one it catches your attention, is the person. The other thing that this group was responsible for was getting the Blairin, springing him out of prison.
Well. So I kind of relay that to everyone. There's 2 battle dress still left. However many total. Get your kill counters up. Still more drones. And possibly Rylemika and Blairin are here as well.
Yeah. So quite a bit of useful information. Just not a map. So. Okay, so Emiko, seeing that you guys have pretty much cleared this, she makes sure these other 2 up here are well and truly dead, and they are. And then moves up here to cover you guys. All right. So that's Emiko, Virgil. All right, now the bad guys. Moving things around a little bit. Okay. So, yeah, nothing's firing at you for this moment. Sid.
Sid is going to leapfrog Angela and go here.
So let me see what you see.
Something there.
Yeah, there sure is, and it shoots at you as soon as you come into view.
He'll go here to get clear sight of it.
There you go. Okay. So go ahead and roll a dodge. All right, you're going to take it. The guy with an ACR again. Okay. So 18. Which was, let me find it. -3, right? So 15. So yeah. It actually punts a hole, right? No, battle dress. 18. Yeah. That one actually leaves a mark. Let's see. Yeah, 3 points of endurance damage for that.
All right.
Now you can take your shot. Ooh, okay. Ouch. Yeah. Yeah. Dude was in combat armor. Good Lord.
and he's going to go partway.
This is why battle dress is so damn scary. You know, when you're carrying the heavy weapons like this.
And he's going to partway down the stairs just to get out of Angela's way.
Well, hang on, we're not done with you yet.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see how much of a melted, destroyed puddle he is. Combat armor 14. Yeah, he's gone. I mean, there's a literal hole in his chest. You talk about shooting center mass. You shot out center mass. All right, so dude falls. But while I'm going to move you back. While you're still up here, right? When you were taking your shot and intending to close on him, another fella who you haven't seen yet tosses a grenade at you.
Grenade!
Everybody's going to know about it soon. Okay. So, this is an EMP grenade. It's designed to disrupt the systems in battle dress. This is what we talked about before. And it's not going to hurt you, but okay. So the battle dress, its systems take damage, and you see, it's as though the battle dress itself is. It's still there. It's still functional, but you're going to take you for the next. See, couple of rounds. You lose your +3 to hit, and it's actually -3 to hit.
All right.
And you can only move one hex at a time. All right. And you can't dodge.
I'm down for a couple of rounds.
Yeah. So that's where you're at. Okay. You took your shots. You can't actually move one in any direction at this point if you want.
Yeah, he will go ahead and pop down just so he can see what.
Yeah. Okay. Janice. So you heard grenade. You heard it go off. It wasn't. You know that it was probably one of the anti-battle dress grenades, but you don't have any gear that tells you that it hit SID. You don't know that yet.
Does it look like it got Angela at all?
No, it didn't hit. It didn't reach that far.
Okay.
Basically, planted itself on Sid's battle armor, and it impacted him directly, kind of like a limpet thing.
Okay. I'm not eager to draw fire.
Yeah, you don't necessarily know what's around that corner, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I figure it's fired its wad, but I still have. I'd end up like here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so hanging tight.
And so I'm going to hang tight.
The purse. That had a very unpleasant taste to it. And it looks like the rest of the pack is moving into that hollow tube.
She'll prepare to follow behind. Try to get back next to Bitterman. Half on the wall, as you said.
Yeah, that's as it is. Let's see. Angela will step forward and past Sid and point blank take out this guy, or try to. All right. Let's see, we're saying pretty good. Totally failed to get out of the way. And she's got a Gauss rifle. Okay. So this guy is in combat armor. 14. So it's 8. 7. Wow. Like 20 points got through. Okay. He's not dead, but he's not moving either. He falls to the floor unconscious. So far for the rest of you, they've taken out 2 that were around this corner here and here. All right. And Bitterman. And Angela calls out that how would you put it? Drone boy is running away.
Bitterman will run forward as far as he can, hoping to get sight of him. I'm not sure how far he can go.
What's your endurance? And we'll just call that not your endurance, your dexterity, and we'll call that the number of hexes that you can move.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, you can dash pretty good. So if you turn your flashlight, you're on top of him. Yeah.
Oh, he would have stopped as soon as he saw him take a shot.
Yeah. Okay, go for it. Yeah, yeah. With the way the sliding stuff works, it is.
Runs forward like Han Solo blasting. Not great.
Yeah, not great. So that was a miss.
It's hard to shoot when you're running.
But now he's squealing. He's he knows he's right on his tail. So he starts Okay, Virgil. Now you hear the squealing of an Aslan running away from being shot at down the corridor.
So I'll move up next past Bitterman, so I can see if I can't. My dex is a 10.
Yeah, if you the dude, just so you just
it's right there.
Yeah,
okay,
this is the guy.
So I'm just gonna get up next to Bitterman and be like, "Surf's up."
Okay, let's see it. Man. Okay, natural 12. This guy didn't have much armor on. He has a vac suit. He's a techie type.
Keyword had.
Yes, I think that is appropriate. But to be official, I will give you the numbers. So we had protection 8. Your weapon has super armor piercing 8, so it effectively did nothing. So the total of his endurance and strength and such is probably about a little bit lower than average, so 18. We don't do disintegrations in Traveler so much, but you just managed one. It's as though he was there a moment and then you fired and now he's not there anymore. Just a puff of the molecular stuff that he was made of.
Perfect goes, whoops.
You're going to be walking through the cloud of them here in a moment. Okay, so you have Emiko is staying put. Okay, the bad guys. Okay, yeah. So he would be aware that this stuff's gone down. Timmy, do you come in, Timmy? Oh my God, they killed Timmy. And then over here, yeah, okay. All right. Right. So next, Sid, you're still under the effect of that EMP pulse. Systems are coming back together, but you're staggering forward.
Okay. He's going to take a step forward and try to keep his balance.
Okay, and it looks like the folks took care of business here. They came forward and helped you out in your time of need. Janice, the sound of weapon fire has subsided forward. So whatever happened up there, it seems to have petered out. Sid is sparking, but aside from that, everybody looks okay. There's this odd colored cloud here. Not sure what that's all about.
Okay.
All right, Chris. Everybody left.
Scampers forward to catch up. Was drone boy we're shooting at? Did he get killed? I couldn't tell.
Oh yeah. He Virgil nailed him with a natural 12, 2 6s.
Well, Chris will definitely attack that.
There's nothing left. There's just like clouds and little bits of them. So yeah, the Pris is trying to figure it out. They robbed me of a meal. These weapons are too efficient. All right, so let me find Angela here. I'm moving you, Sid, just for a moment. Okay, put you back there. All right. So Angela walked past the Pris, and is scanning this new room. She indicates that there is an exit here, but the room is otherwise pretty much unadorned. There's some crates in here, that from whoever put the lights up. And by the way, the lights are still there and functioning. So she's actually going to go over here to try to get a view down that corridor in the hall. She says, yeah, she can see that there's a corridor here, and it looks like it bends there and goes down here, and then opens up into a larger corridor that goes further to the west. Doesn't have a good enough view to see if there are people there, but nobody shot at her. All right. And Bitterman.
Well, seeing her looking in that direction, he comes around the corner here and tries to get oversight there in case someone comes around.
All right. And Virgil.
So I'll move into the room and go like that.
Okay, got it. Emiko. Make sure everything is down, comes up behind. We'll be right behind Sid, covering your 6. Now the bad guys. Similarly to a moment ago, you hear it before you see it. High pitch whine, and then just screaming out of this corridor here. Combat drone. Does the same trick as it did before, as the other one did. Just strafes across everybody that's in the room, all the way to the corner. So that would be everybody that's in there. Bitterman, Pris, Virgil, Angela. It has a fairly difficult target. So that's Bitterman, miss. Yes. Hit. That would be Angela. Okay. You give her a chance to dodge. Probably don't want to get hit. No. All right. All right. So let's see. Battle dress 18. What was that? 6, 12. Yeah, she takes a pretty hard hit. And Virgil, you're standing right next to her. You see the projectile fire hitting the wall behind you, or you just arcing down. You ducked, so it went through where you were, but she couldn't get out of the way. And you see her just take solid hits and kind of collapse against that wall there. Not out and not unconscious, but yeah, that was hard. All right. And other stuff going on. Let's see here. You hear the Bitterman. You hear this. You don't have to roll for it. There's an argument going on in the corridor ahead of you, and then you hear footsteps running away. All right, Sid, you're up. This will be the last round of you Frankensteining.
He will close one more step and doesn't see anything, so he's gonna. Yeah, he's done.
And Janice, you saw. Yeah, you would have seen that from where you were. That Angela took a pretty solid hit just now.
Okay. Specifically doesn't shine her flashlight down the corridor, but
I'll give you this. Let's see. Let me make sure you can actually see it. No, you can't. Okay, never mind.
And she's ready should anything else come out of the corridor. She's going to stab it.
Okay. Stabby, ready.
Because she didn't have enough movement to catch up to the drone.
Chris, there really isn't much here to chew on. It's just poof. This guy went poof. But there's a noisy drone in the corner.
Roll up under it and tack upwards.
Okay. You see how tall she is? I mean, she when she's not on her hind legs, she comes up to about half half height on a man, but she can jump.
Oh yeah.
She can jump. So let's see that roll. Just roll that, and what did I say? +6 for her attacks. As long as she's doing melee stuff, she can rock and roll. Okay.
16.
Who the drone does. Drone tries to sidestep, fails. Okay. So now you get to actually see the damage that she's doing. The Priss is, remember when I said a game or two ago that everything on the ring world, all the fauna, have some psionic ability.
Yep.
Well, the Priss's psionic ability is she has a form of telekinesis that is involved with the way that she attacks things. So roll, the actual attack is 3d6. So roll your 3d6. Okay, and that wouldn't do much to the drone. So roll, you rolled 6. So what you're doing here is the claws did 3d6, but the psionic attack does the damage that the claws did in dice. So roll 66. So for example, if she rolled 18 on 3d6, you'd be rolling 18d6. All right.
That's a lot of 1s and 2s. Wow.
Yeah. Well, she was expecting something to eat. This thing doesn't have any. Yeah.
It's hard attacking on a full stomach after what she just ate 2 faces. I mean,
Yeah. Sure enough. Okay. So what she does manage to do is grab hold of it and start pulling it down. And there's lots of sparks flying. So you hear the thing whining. And she just got a hold of it, with two of her, with her hands and 2 forward legs, and she's kind of reached up there, and she's trying to find a way to bite it. Got one of the cannons in her jaws. And what you're not seeing is the chaos that her psionic attack is doing to the innards of this thing. So, yeah, the Priss is all over it. All right. Angela staggers back to her feet, kind of, and her arm is kind of hanging useless. So you're not sure whether that's damage to the suit or an injury. But she's still got her Gauss rifle. But seeing as the Priss is all over the drone, she doesn't want to accidentally hit the Priss. So she goes up to the drone and tries to do the same thing. Tries to attack it melee. And we'll see how that goes. Pile on. Not bad. Drone's not dodging. So this will be what? Plus, I think, hit in the face by battle dress is not fun. All right. And again, drone's pretty tough. It's a combat drone, but we'll say that's enough to damage some of the optics on it. So it might be blind now. Bitterman. Looks like the Priss is having fun over there.
well, let's look down this hallway without running down it. Oh, it turns again.
Yeah. And you still hear footsteps running away and the sounds of an argument.
A running argument?
Well, they're running and they're arguing, so I would guess I would describe it as a running argument.
Too bad they're not making jokes.
No, they're not making jokes, no.
But he's just gonna be on Overwatch.
Okay. Virgil.
Well, I'm not gonna shoot over there, so I'm gonna have Bitterman's back, and that's how I'll keep it.
All right. And Emiko. Same deal. Hanging back there with Sid, watching the 6. So now bad guys. Bitterman, Virgil, and Janice. You hear weapons fire coming from the corridor ahead of you, but not directed at you. Okay. We'll do that. Actually, we'll do that. Okay, this thing. Basically, being pulled down by the press and punched in the face by Angela, it's having problems with this. Yeah, it nothing happens. I mean, it fires wildly, even launches a missile that impacts on the ceiling and does pretty much nothing. All right, Sid, you're now free to move.
You know what I can see. This is the area there. Okay.
And that's where the action's been, you know, with where they've heard these voices and arguing,
6,
going on retreating.
9, 10, 11. Poke his head there, and 12. All right, he'll be there and hold some firing action to if something pops its head out. He's done.
Okay, good deal. And now Janice. Oh, I see. Hassan Chop. Okay. Lord. Okay. It tries in vain, you know, with all that stuff happening to it, to get out of the way. But yeah, with the Prince there, and the Prince knows how dangerous the blue blade thing is. You know, she'll, whoa, get out of the way. Boom. And you just slice it in two. It collapses. All right, Pris. This doesn't taste good at all.
No, and it's not moving anymore, so it's boring. So she's gonna run up and peek around this corner,
Okay.
figure out what the heck Bitterman's looking at.
What is it, Bitterman? All right. And Angela calls out to Emiko, let's swap. Are you okay? She hollers back. I can't feel my arm. So yeah, she's hurt. There's something serious going on. So next move, Emiko's going to come up and take point, and Angela will bring up the rear, and she'll get ready to do that. Let's come over here. Okay, Bitterman.
So who's in front?
Right now, Sid is.
It's-
Angela was point, but she got hit pretty bad.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna go in front because I do not have battle dress.
And Sid does. So
I'll just keep covering.
okay, so you're holding your action, Virgil.
I'll let Sid take point, but I kind of do a quick head count to make sure everyone's here. You know, the group hasn't separated.
The only one you don't see is Emiko, but she's still back in that corridor. She was waiting for Sid to recover.
Okay.
And you've actually heard her on comms just now.
That's all I do. Let Sid take front.
Okay. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Emiko will come up right here. It's getting a little crowded in there, so she'll stand just outside here. Hey, guys. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? That's over there rummaging through papers, trying to do paperwork. All right. More sounds of arguing. Virgil, make an intelligence check. Oh, yeah. You recognize one of the voices. It's Dublarin.
I mentioned that.
Okay, so that's mentioned to the group. Next up is Sid. Sid, you're on point. So you drive.
All right. Who's gonna-
Stop there. Okay. So you see three things in this room. That, and that. And yes, that is actually one of those mecha-sized ancient guardians, the 30-foot tall jobs.
Right.
This one, for perhaps obvious reasons, is not moving. This one, as you see, is in that pose, facing away from you, and then you have this one on the end, who you recognize. So, what action do you intend to take?
Refresh my memory on who Dublarin is. I can't really see the with the green. I can't really identify the picture.
Okay. Let me see if I can find him real quick. This guy.
Ah, yes. So is he a bad guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just to summarize it, the whole game. Yeah, he is a bad guy.
Yeah. He's gonna take a knee and
He's
Found
the
that.
original trader of the guns, right?
That's right. He was the first guy. He was the guy that sabotaged your shuttle, forced you to land in the wilderness
I remember.
because he was trying to get you out of the way while the Rylemikans raided Rithipal Landing. Yeah, he's a bad guy. He was also stabbed in the back through and through by one of those red swords by Dante.
Oh my.
That was a while ago. He's gotten a little bit better.
He says Wherein. As he takes
Yeah,
some
the
names.
rest of you hear that, and you take your shot, but you're not the only one taking a shot. Okay. So, well, you said you took a knee. Go ahead and try to dodge that with the understanding that you took a knee. That's a pretty good roll. All right. All righty. He shot at you with a gravy gun.
Oh, fine.
And you hear the effect similar to the Rithipal's main gun. It tears the guy between you apart, literally in two. The guy that was begging for his life. He was the controller of the second drone, by the way.
Okay.
And you, because you did manage to dodge, you don't take the full effect. You'll take half of this with no protection from your armor.
Ooh.
So, yikes. 70, 35 is what you take. So add up your endurance, your strength, your con. What's the total?
Endurance, strength, and what?
Your 3 physical attributes.
Okay, right, okay. 18. 20. Yeah, 20.
Okay.
6, 7, and 12. Minus
right.
3.
Right. I get it. So here's what the rest of you see. There's this kind of shimmering effect, and then Sid just collapses. He's thrown against the wall back here and just totally collapses.
His suit is leaking fluids.
Yeah, Sid just died. Dead. That's what you saw was him take the shot. And by the way, your shot did hit, so there are reciprocal effects to all this. You saw him, DeBlaren, take the shot, and then get hit so damn hard he's thrown against the wall and is out. That's what the rest of you see. All right. Cause. See what you do with that thing. 46. All right. And you hear an echoing cry of pain further down the hall. So Janice, you're muted.
Yeah. Actually, if as long as as long as it seems amenable to it, I'm going to the Priss. Okay, no, the Priss is in. Yeah, I'm not going to get that far ahead, considering that Sid got turned into gravy.
Okay, so you hold tight. Priss.
Okay, did Chris see the source of the damage that took out Sid?
Yeah, there was kind of a directional wave that came from further down the hall. Like that way.
Think she'll crouch low to the ground and poke her head out around this corner to just try to see.
Okay, so what you see is a form dragging one leg, kind of creeping around the corner, looking looks like that one is trying to escape and badly injured.
That's all Pris is gonna do. She doesn't know what else to do.
Okay. All right. Angela sees Sid's suit go dark on her heads up. And so, yeah, she runs up, sees what's happened to him, and stops there, peeks around the corner, sees the same thing Pris did. DeBlaren, he took out Sid. He's trying to escape. He's injured. And she continues forward. Come here. Don't make her bigger. Let me move the Pris for a moment. Hang on. Over there. Yeah. Angela keeps going. Makes it to about there. Bitterman?
He'll run around the corner, past the Pris. Does he see DeBlaren?
Not now. The Pris is the one that saw him creep around the corner like that.
Well,
So
if he
he's
sees
around the
the
corner
direction
now.
Angela's running, he'll run forward. And if he doesn't see anybody else seeing that the thing goes forward or around the corner, he's just going to get as far forward as he can, hugging the wall.
Okay. And Virgil?
Kind of put a hand, move forward, put a hand down on Sid, kind of signal, hey, someone pick up his weapons at least. I'm kind of
What amazes you when you get to Sid is that it looks like there's not a scratch on his armor, on his battle dress. The systems show that there's been a lot of damage internally, and it certainly shows that Sid himself is, there's no pulse, there's no, he appears to be dead.
Sid paste.
Yeah, but the weapon that he's carrying is intact, and in fact, his battle dress itself would probably be intact if somebody cleaned it up. But that's for another time. Okay. So yeah, you see action ahead of you. Others are running forward. You heard the announcement that DeBlaren is escaping.
all right. So I'll move up to about that far. Don't need to break off too much.
All right. And Emiko, seeing that Sid went down and Angela's going forward with an injury, she just books it. Yeah, kind of gets to about right here. Bad guys. All right. All right. You hear shouting from the corridor ahead. DeBlaren's voice and one other. Janice. Looks like this has turned into a chase. There's a lot of vengeful feeling going on now that one of your own's been taken out. By the way, this is an indication of how it goes with weapons this powerful. So, just one unlucky hit is all it takes.
Yeah. And that's 8. That's all I can move.
Okay, Chris? Hey, where'd everybody go?
I think Pris knows the chase is on.
Yes. So the Pris's dex is 12. He is actually the fastest one here.
That's 12.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Angela, you slowed down a little bit from her injury, but 2, 3. Not you. Track of the body. So we'll end up pretty much right behind the Pris. Bitterman. Yeah, it looks like chase is on. Pris is in full on, I'm going to go get it mode. Fetch. And, okay, here we go. So, guess what you see? DeBlaren's back is turned to you. He was in battle dress, but it looks like it's shattered. It's pretty much shattered now. One of the legs is gone, and he is crawling along the wall, pulling himself forward without a leg. You know, his legs just dragging behind him, useless. The suit itself, you're not sure if it's even operating, and he is carrying a weapon that you've never seen before. But he's, as I said, he's faced away from you. However, there's another individual in battle dress that is facing you, and as soon as you come around the corner, he raises his weapon and fires.
Do I get to throw my grenade?
You do. It'll be a simultaneous thing. Okay, go ahead and roll a dodge.
Well, we're equal.
Just-
I don't know who
Just
got
so.
you.
Okay. Well, we'll say. Let's do this then.
Okay.
Hey, bud. All right. And well, they were equal. Yeah, he hits, but I was having that damage, and none of that actually gets through the protection of the suit. So, all right.
Since I ran
Looks
a
like he
front-
fired at you with a laser
Ooh,
rifle, and you get to throw your grenade.
it's gonna be the EMP one because I'm in front of everybody and I don't have to worry about hitting them.
That's right. And both of your opponents are in battle dress.
Just dex to throw, yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible. Good thing it's a grenade.
Good thing it's a grenade, yeah. Yeah, that's just a clean mess. So you throw the thing, and we'll give you the benefit of ducking around the corner if you want. But fail to actually connect. Everybody, boom, it goes off, and you're like, damn it. He did. That was a good shot too. Oh well. Virgil.
So I'm actually gonna come.
Okay.
Full move. I'm gonna wall in. So I'm gonna
And
stand in front of Finnerman and I look at the Blair and be like, nothing personal.
you see him perk up with the voice, but he's not going to get much. Ooh, it's not a great roll. Okay. Well, he's not exactly feeling fit either. So let's see what happens. Ha. Okay. Ouch. Let's see. 55, huh? You know, flashback to that scene where Dante sneaks up behind him and kind of stabs him in the back with one of the ancient swords. And you saw the red blade come out in front of him. Well, here he's running away, so you shoot him in the back, and the beam comes out straight through him, and actually goes so far as to try to hit the fellow on the other side, because he keeps going. He didn't dodge. Okay. 55. See what it does to this guy. 8, 10, 45. Okay. So this is worth a sound effect, I suppose. The fusion flows, and DeBlaren didn't even see it coming. He was yelling at this guy, kill them, they're right behind me. And sure enough, dude took a shot at Bitterman. But you come around the corner, and with Una's gun, that's it. They're both out. It is avenged.
And I'll grab that handgun off the Blair and whatever you use, it's something powerful.
That wasn't a handgun. It was. It's every bit as big and heavy as what you're carrying now, without the benefit of the repulsor nullifier.
I give that to Emika's the only one with 2 good arms. Angela's got 1.
Yeah. And Emiko's like, "Oh, try."
I'm like, whatever it was, that's what killed Sid. So don't aim it at me.
All right. Stephen, are you back from AFK? You may not be. So you guys continue moving in. After you've taken out the Blair, and these were the last 2, you're keeping your kill count, right? And they said there were 2 more battle dress where you just took them out. So you've taken out more than half probably by now. I'm going to go ahead and here, move you a little bit ahead to an area, because these other areas that you pass through, you find that, you know, they were setting up ambushes, but when you took out the Blaren, they fled. The only place to go is deeper into the complex. All right. Give me a moment to get y'all up here. Emiko's in point now. Did you get everybody? There's
I'm still
Janice.
back here.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. And Sid, where's Sid? I'll move you up there so you can see what's going on here. All right. In fact, let me move you a little bit ahead of them, so you can kind of look ahead. Check on something. How are we going to do that? Yeah. All right. Not the whole thing. Good Lord.
Did they double shot through the Wherein?
Yeah, they did. Oh, he's out. The Blaren's is toasty along with his buddy there. And right now, Emiko's carrying the gravy gun that killed you. Scary thing.
Yes, it was. You told me not to get ahead, but I was pointing, so.
Well, it's just the way it worked out. And that is also why I had everybody make 2 characters, right? Let's see. Check on something here. Okay, I guess I can't do that. Here we go. Okay. Give me just a moment. Need to set something up for you. Oh yeah, yeah, I can use these guys. Okay.
Question. When I click on my character, I have my 3 dots up, 3 circles up above, but I can't get my I can't get the handle most of the time. The thing that lets me turn around.
And the easiest way to handle that is your zoom level of the map.
Gotcha.
Because I have the same problem, because it's, if you zoom in or out, it'll move that handle kind of away from the character or for closer to the character. Okay, so Sid, you're seeing the stuff here, right?
Yes.
But the others don't yet. Okay. All right. So you get to this point, and you haven't come across any further opposition, except you have found signs of scuffling, fighting. The crates have been overturned, shot at, shot through. So, and you're not sure who's fighting what. You know Dante's in here someplace. Maybe that's what's going on. Emiko kind of gets up here. Let's see what she sees. And then peeks around the corner. And just peeks, right? You know, doesn't stand there. And turns and looks at you, Virgil. And peeks again. And then stops. There are a lot of Aslan bodies over there. And most of them look like they were crushed.
That's definitely not my grandfather. It's not his doing. Maybe there's more than just us in here. Maybe, well, he was carrying vials of blood. Maybe some of those creatures have finally arrived.
Maybe. Continue forward. Yeah, and you see it now. I mean, it's a massacre. It's pretty bad.
Yes, I'll go in there and.
Well, Emiko wants to take point.
All right, well, she can have it.
Yeah, given what we've been up against, yeah, she didn't want to take any chances. But yeah, you get in here, and it is as you see it. The others can join. Just all of these were Rylemika and Aslans. You can tell by kind of the haphazard clothing. They don't have uniforms. They kind of look like bandits and pirates. But well armed, well equipped, most in combat armor, a few techie types. The bodies look like they were crushed. In particular, if you look, and you'll have time to look, at the arrangement of things, they were all thrown against this wall here. fell to the ground and looked like they tried to crawl away before they finally perished.
All right. The plot thickens.
Up ahead, let me make sure that that is what you see. Oh, okay, yeah, you can just go. Emiko kind of crawls over here and takes a peek in and says, "That's not Emiko. One of the bodies." She peeks in here and says, "Oh my God." And then, or a similar expletive. It is a large room with some sort of glowing thing right there in the middle of it. There are some what look like Rylemikans. One of them is armed, one of them is not. The one that is not looks old. And they seem to be puzzling over some sort of ancient device that's raised from the floor. They didn't notice Emiko when she peeked around the corner.
I mean, I kind of did the same thing. Like, what? Oh, okay. And I kind of look at her and just go, try and get the one that's armed.
Okay. Well, I think I can get him from here. So, where are the rest of you? Go ahead and position yourselves. I see Janice and Bitterman is moving up, and we'll have the press here in a moment. All right, like that? Okay, let me get these guys out of the way. Everybody roll 1d6. The bodies are still there. I just wanted to clean this up. Okay. Original Bitterman. 21s. So here's what happens. Bitterman, you hear the priss begin to whine. You know, and when you've heard that in the past, she's sensing something very dangerous. She doesn't know where. Janice, you kind of feel the hair on the back of your neck stand on end as though, well, you're not sure what, but yeah, something is happening. I'll give you a moment to do something.
I will have the halberd at the rest, and I'm going to put my back to the wall so I can kind of cover so that something can't get behind me. And
Okay.
that's about all I can do. Something's coming. I say that.
The rest of you hear that, but you don't really have a chance to react when there's this sound, kind of a sharp crack. You feel a wave of heat, and this giant Aslan, it suddenly appears in the room. All right. Just to give everybody a chance, let's do this one by one. So that was Virgil, Emiko, Janice, Angela, Bitterman, and the Prish. You're probably okay. All right. So with that, Virgil, you find yourself thrown against the wall and pinned there, along with Emiko. Janice, you actually lift up off the ground. And Angela. Like Emiko, you see this giant Aslan do that number with his arms, and all of you just go splaying against the wall. Bitterman, Pris, not so much. You don't feel that effect. Rylemika actually turns away from you, Bitterman, and looks right at that was Sid? Okay, yeah. Looks right at Virgil. Where the hell is Virgil? Okay, kind of lose my people. It's a good thing I need you alive. I have to find your grandfather, and you're the bait.
Oh, that's a good one. Wow. So it's like, I know this is the first time meeting, and this was quite the entrance you've made. I need to be honest with you. I'm a human that has seen 50 cycles basically on this ring world. And I've seen and interacted with my grandfather for less than one of those said cycles. Think you really think he's going to come out of the shadows for me? And you're the mind reader.
And speaking of in the shadows, he turns back around and looks in your direction there, Bitterman.
Rylemika looks at me
Yeah,
before or after I pull the trigger.
probably after.
Okay.
Oh, man. Well, okay. That's kind of the bare minimum. See what
Well, he's
happens.
big. It's easy target.
He kind of is, yeah, actually. Terribly overconfident. But still, he manages to sense it and, have a shield in place when the shots hit. And that's when he turns and looks at you from the shadows.
Well, my shot was just a distraction for the Priss, so
What's the priest do?
murders him.
Go for it.
Well, that's
Oh,
the
no, let's see if the hit. That was, that works. That would be pretty devastating. Oh my God, go for it.
Oh, nice.
No. You can just do 11d6.
Oh, okay. I thought I rolled 3d6, didn't roll that many d6 for damage. But that's fine. 11d6?
Yeah. That's correct. You rolled 3d6 and got an 11. Now you roll 11d6, and that's the TK damage.
Gotcha.
Of course, he himself is a powerful psionic, so there's some mitigation going to happen, but I'm not sure he expects this.
Oh, I aim high, so he blocks high, Priss
Yeah.
comes in underneath. Soft underbelly. Very typical pack behavior.
Very typical pack behavior. I love it. All right, so let's see how he does. Mm-hmm. And yeah, she gets him good. He's already been injured by something. He's bleeding still. But yeah, you do that, and he anticipates you, Bitterman. He can read you, no problem. But then the Priss is so fast and unexpected, just right there, mauls right into, one of his legs, and manages to get that 22 through. Okay, so now let's look at the physical armor. And okay, yeah. See if he can. This is a kind of a concentration roll. He fails it. So Angela, Janice, Emiko, and Virgil, you all fall to the floor. As being attacked by the Priss totally distracted him. He's not down yet. So let's fast forward here. Let's see, the Priss just went. Angela would fire and miss. Bitterman, you've had your shot. Distraction. Virgil?
All right. Well, don't want to fire my fusion gun, but I actually have a melee weapon on me. So I'll run in there and stab him in the back.
Just like Granddad. All right, roll it.
Exactly.
Okay. And yeah, that he didn't dodge. That was something deflecting the blade. I mean, you had a good shot, but something turned the blade away. Some force that you didn't see. So it's magic. All right, Emiko has the gravy gun, but not going to fire it into this big crowd. Same deal. Comes up and tries to melee with Rylemika there. And nope. Same deal. These hits seem to be being deflected by something. Janice. You see that he has a halberd. It's identical to the one that you have. He just hasn't had a chance to do anything with it yet. The attack by the Priss really took him by surprise.
Well, hopefully this will take him a little bit by surprise.
Hey, buddy.
Probably
Okay.
not.
Yeah, not the best attack roll. Let's see what happens. And he actually blocks it with the halberd. He's going to try to. Oh my God. So this is the first time halberds like this have met. And there's this blinding burst of light at the impact. And you can just feel the energy that's pouring through these things, trying to fight each other off. You've had this thing a little while, and you've never felt anything like it. Again, hair standing, on end on the back of your neck there. Press. Continue eating giant Aslan. Neff, you there?
What's up? Sorry, I missed something.
Yeah, Pris. Pris is up.
Already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Caught him by surprise. Everybody had a fire round, and now it's on.
10 to hit.
Okay.
Maybe he'll miss again.
Sometimes he
dodges
rolls
that
pretty bad. Yeah, so same deal as before with the others. Something seems to deflect the blow. All right. Angela, seeing that, there's a pile on, moves forward and pulls out a vicious-looking monoblade. Wow, not bad. Hey. And still doesn't manage to get past that shield. All right, Bitterman. Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Well, this time he'll just actually try to hit the guy because he's not just providing a distraction.
Yep. All right. You hit. Let's see. Damage 11. Okay. Yeah, you made a good hit, but the guy is wearing armor, so you're pretty sure the armor blunted that pretty good.
As long as he felt something.
You felt something. All right, Virgil.
Swing again.
Okay. Oh man. Same fate. When you didn't hit the target anyway. And then Emiko will try, and same fate. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the Pris is the one that's actually hurt him the most. So 5 or 6 for the Pris, and we'll see. Okay, Pris. And this. Good Lord Almighty. The Pris a chance. Oh, and then how about her? Really good. So Rylemika, and really the only person to notice is Janice. You notice he does something to try to stun or distract the Pris, but it didn't seem to work. You're not even sure what just happened. You just felt something happen, a pressure in your mind. But then he slashes down with the halberd and hits.
Ow.
So Bitterman, you see that blue blade essentially slice right through the Pris. I mean, it's such a sudden move. She didn't really have a chance to dodge out of the way. And she has enough time, enough consciousness left to kind of look at you surprised before you see her kind of close her eyes and fall to the ground.
And this is where you notice on camera Bitterman, who's a nickname. You see his last name on his fatigues, and it says Wick.
Yep. Don't kill my dog. Remember those guys that were in the room? The one that was armed pokes around the corner and sees this going on and yells into the room, "It's Rylemika, it's him," and opens fire on Rylemika. So just to be clear, an Aslan has showed up and is firing on Rylemika and hits with a gauze rifle. Okay. Right. Rylemika kills the Pris and is about to turn back on Janice to defend himself when this guy shows up and takes his shot. that shot basically goes right through the armor and his right shoulder. Arm kind of hangs useless at that point, grimacing in pain. All right. And now Janice.
Quick question: is my halberd supposed to be 20d6? Because I've got it listed as 8.
Yes. No, yours is 10d6.
Oh.
And actually his should have been 10d6 too. But even 35 would have killed the press, so yeah. So it's 10d6. And super AP, meaning it goes through 20 points of armor. It just melts through stuff. Okay. What was that roll? Is that a 10 or a 14 or what?
That's a 10.
Okay. The hits he just took, it's not quite as focused on defense. Oh, man. Okay. Your halberd catches whatever shield is blocking these blows, and you actually feel it bite into that shield and start pressing through. So you're beginning to overcome it. All right, Angela, with her melee attack, hits. Does 9. It's an energy weapon. Blah blah blah. So yeah, she just kind of. You see Angela pierce through with a vicious looking dagger, and kind of hit it in the back of the shoulder where he just took a hit from a Gauss rifle, just making the wound worse. All right, Bitterman.
There's no worry about shooting when there's so many people around, right?
There is. Don't critical fail.
Oh, okay. I just won't do that. Not great, but not critical fail. So
Yeah,
accomplish that.
Didn't hit the mark. So yeah. So that was a good attempt, but your anger rising because of what just happened to the press. Actually, my anger rising too because Chris is one of my favorite characters. All right, and
I'm more upset at her going than Sid.
yeah, Virgil. I think kind of the difference is the Sid died a soldier's death. You were doing your duty, and unlucky. And Pris, well, Pris chose to be here and really had no reason to. She chose you as friends. It's like the cat that walks in and says, "Hello, this is my house now."
Well, yeah, that Nova destroyed her family. So yeah.
Right.
But I just do the stabby.
Okay. It looks like all this activity is getting to him, but it also looks like he's ready to do something different. You got there. All right. That actually hit. Let's see. Damage 4. Okay. So he has armor beneath that TK shield. So you feel it bite into the armor, but not actually penetrate. And Emiko. Let's see what happens. Okay. Yeah, hers is turned away. All right. And see what happens. Everybody roll 2d6. Add your intelligence. Intelligence roll, basically. Okay. Janice, you get to add 4 for your psi. Virgil, 13.
That would be an 11.
Yeah. And, oh, ouch. Okay. That was Emiko. And then, yeah, this other guy. 2. Okay. Yeah, nobody got really close. So all of you suddenly hear this. What he just hit you with was a sensory overload, telepathy sensory overload, a telepathy attack, meaning bright flashing lights, sounds that are screeching and wailing, loud as can possibly be, the feeling of things crawling all over your skin, pain and fire and cold all at the same time. You all just kind of double up and pain, and it's just like, what in the world? It doesn't last forever. It doesn't. It only a few seconds. But of those that recover, it's Virgil and Janice and Bitterman. You managed to open your eyes and kind of see through it first, and what you see is Rylemika kind of falling to a knee and holding his arm and glaring around at everybody and vanishing.
Howard.
In the end, yeah, he is.
He was holding his arm?
Yeah, he was holding his arm.
That one guy shot him get well enough.
Yeah, you got hits in. I mean, between the Priss mauled his leg, the one guy got his arm. The rest of you were kind of peppering him, and yeah, he's not good. He's not in good shape.
Well, that means something important.
Yeah, it does. He can't use the halberd.
Well, that means if he's holding his arm, he dropped the halberd.
Okay, well, we'll give you a roll to see if that's the case. Yeah, he dropped the halberd. It is embedded in the floor, as these things go, right? All the way up to the to the blade stop. Sizzling, actually. Because, like yours, there seems to be an overload of energy. When the two met, they were. It was bright. Yeah, Rylemika flees under the onslaught. Things did not go as expected, thanks to Bitterman and the Priss. But this other guy, you're kind of taking stock and shaking your head. It's like, oh my gosh, this fella is too. He would suffer the same impact. But there's a guy, another Aslan, that runs up and sees all of you armed and looking at him with murder, and kind of raises his hands. Wait. We're friends. We're with the Resistance.
Resistance?
Not everyone agrees with what Rylemika's plans. Some of us tried to keep him from this place and failed.
Well, how many of the resistance members left here?
And this fella kind of looks at the armed guy who's slowly getting back to his feet, just like the rest of you, disoriented and kind of getting his bearings, and looks back at you and says, "Just us two." And he looks around at all the bodies in here and says, "That's most of the rest of our group."
Well, nice to meet you. If you mind, we should probably walk out of this corridor of death. Bitterman, collect your compadre, and I literally yanked the halberd out and just kind of go,
Yeah, it's yours now. So that's where we'll pause. That'll give us C a chance to catch up. Because, and this happened with the last finale, if you remember, there are no stops. Character death is on the table. Because if you recall, Neff's character passed away, as did Kay's. So yeah, Sid, you did your duty, and the Priss, well, I know was a popular character, but she really made this last bit possible, the surviving Rylemika's ambush. Good deal. So let's pause here. Let me move you on to this room.
Matthew,
That's
I do
where
have a pickup order tomorrow, so I'll see you.
All right, fair enough. Let me get everybody in there. And Janice and also Sid. Only Priss there. Okay. Yeah, good place to pause.
we'll just put
So-
in memoriam on this handout.
Yeah, right. Okay. So that gets us about halfway through this. The big ground fight against serious enemies and serious resistance until you get to this room. And this is the room where Dante was attacked by Rylemika in the story. So we'll pick it up here next time. All right.
Okay.
Well, thanks everybody for your patience and rolling with everything. Whew. Big damage rolls. All right. Well, any questions, comments, verbal abuse?
I want to know why his halberd of blue is twice as powerful as our old halberd of blue.
It's not. I
Probably
was still
goofing
thinking about
up.
yeah, it's not. Both of them should be 10d6. And
Oh, okay.
and when I rolled the damage for his hit on the Priss, I halved it, because I realized I'd rolled too much, and I just slashed it in two, and it was still more than enough to take her out. So, because she's not wearing armor, like you guys. She has natural armor, but it's nothing like battle dress or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. Understood.
We can rebuild her. We have the technology.
Well, I was actually getting to that, because there is kind of an epilogue to our middle here. Sid, you still with us there, Stephen?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Sid hears a voice. Sid.
I'm awake. Oh, I heard.
No, you don't, actually.
Wait a minute, I don't.
For a moment, briefly, yes, you did. But now, all you can really sense is kind of a grayish expanse. And I'm looking for it. Dang it. And a minute ago. Oh, definitely not that one. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I can do that. All right. That'll work. Let's see. Right. Here we go. So everybody's in that big room and can see it, right? All right. So I'll make it this easier. So we're going to do Sid over here. Grayish expanse. You're not sure what's going on. The last thing you remember was this Dublerian guy firing a wicked, powerful weapon at you. And then pain, and then this.
Hello?
A figure appears in front of you that many of you should recognize. Make sure I have it on the right layer. Yeah. And the figure, and I can't really place the voice. It's almost like it's speaking without speaking. Asks you what you would like to do now. Asks you if you realize the place that you have perished in.
I really don't.
And it seems to give some sort of bow and acknowledgement. And it's about that time that you see the Priss appear, looking very confused. Looks over at you, Sid, and with recognition, and kind of seems to pad over towards you,
Hey, girl.
but very fearfully looking at this figure here, very suspiciously. So the figure says that in recent times, I have seen many of your kind. I have done what I have been designed to do to preserve life. I am what you call the ringworld.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Because it is my purpose. But as I say, I've seen many of your kind in years of late. You fight, you kill, you die. For the Priss, it is her nature. It is her purpose. But I do not understand you.
Yeah, we're a little bit complex.
If it has like an emotional reaction, you're not sure, but something changes in that visage. So I ask you, what would you like to do now?
I'd like to see my family.
They have left. They fled. Many ships.
Then I'd like to explore the stars.
For the first time in a long time, that is now possible. I sense that we have been released from the site of my creation. We are where I was always meant to be.
Well, if those two aren't working, how about if I join the press?
What did you say? Join the first?
Join the press. If my family is gone and exploring the galaxy is off the table.
It actually said exploring the galaxy is on the table for the first time in a long time, because now the ringworld has appeared where it was always meant to be. You remember the ringworld was far away,
right?
In this nebula in the rift, and something's changed. The stars changed. So apparently, it's indicating that the ringworld has moved, and it's moved to where it was always meant to be.
Excellent. I assume I won't keep this form or that one.
It is difficult to say. It's not entirely my choice, and it's certainly not entirely yours. But I have ways that I can nudge fate. I have done so for others in the past. You said you wanted to join the press?
Yeah, that will work. I have a great deal of respect for the one we've traveled with.
I see. Then so it shall be. That was actually an easier thing for this entity to do than other options. But you'll see so here in a moment. Okay, the big thing is right there. Never his way. Let me move it out of the way. So again, the rest of you, none of this is, you have no idea that this sort of thing is going on. But the next thing you're aware of, Sid, is waking up in a forest, terribly bright, looking around, and okay, the sun is shining down. You hear the birds singing around you, which makes you fairly excited. You look over, and there's the press, also kind of looking bewildered, around her. And that's when you happen to notice that you have 6 legs, 2 arms, and a tail. Teeth that are about 3 inches long, fangs, and can smell the fact that there's something good to eat, probably in that direction. But the surprising thing to you is that, in other respects, you're still you. You have your consciousness and memories. And in fact, you look around some more and you recognize about where you are. You're not far from Mount Kawalski. How you doing, bud? So off to get lunch?
Off to get lunch, then explore. See if we can find anybody who left behind.
Okay, fair enough. And that's that. You're not quite sure what just happened and what that thing was, but you essentially got your wish. You're now reincarnated as a press. So that's that. Okay. Now we'll pick it up next week.
Thank you.
Just as a joke, I was going to say Pris readily agrees to work for Heidel and go collect crystals in another world to be a champion of justice.
Right. The blessing of light and all that good stuff. But that figure has appeared in this series before. In fact, in the original Rithapol campaign. It was 2 people saw it. It was Felix, I know, was one of them. And Una. Felix and Una were the ones to see it. And I actually used the same picture too. So, but we'll dig into that some more later, because you're about to dig into it next game. Okay, now any comments, criticism, verbal abuse? I think we are done. All right. Well, thanks everybody. I guess it's Mr. Peg. You're up next week.
Yep.
Okay. And look forward to some cyberpunking, and everybody stay safe till then.
Will do.
I enjoyed it. I have a recommendation of anime of a herbivorous dragon of 5,000 years gets unfairly villainized. Think you might enjoy it.
Okay. That sounds interesting. Why is everybody picking on me? What's the name of the thing?
That's the name. A herbivorous dragon of 5,000 years gets unfairly villainized.
Damn. Okay. Well, that makes it a little bit easier to search for, I guess. All right. Well, gents, thank you all. Have a good one. Time to get some rest.
Y'all have a
All right.
Take care.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
y'all.